Hey guys, David, Sick and Near Me Comic here. How you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. This is a live stream, and we will talk about some FOC and talk about Andor, talk about whatever. All right. So some of the what's that? Uh, Tales of the Empire, Tales of I don't know. There's some few animated series that Tales of the Empire, uh, Tales of Jedi, Tales of something. All three I watched it and I liked it. But anyway, before we get started, let's shout out to my guys at 789 Comics. Use the code SNMC to get 10% discount on all your order. Like I said, it's not a one-time thing. You can use it many times as you like. They just got this right here, Superman Action Comic New 52. Let's click on this and get a little bit more info. It's a Will Jack variant cover limited to 1,000. There's also Supergirl 28 Art Germ. And let's look at this. This set is only available in 800. So there's that in the Virgin, and there's that one with the trade dress. So let me get that thing closer up. There we go. Limited to 800 set worldwide. Yeah. So, liking it. All right. So let's get back to where we were before. So yeah, go check them out and 789comics.com. They also have that 150, 125 Batman, the Silva. I mean, check it out. Find it out yourself. All right. You won't regret it. Like I said, use that code SNMC to get your 10% discount on all your order. All right, how you guys doing on this fabulous Sunday? It's sunshine out there. Been rainy throughout the whole week, off and on, and today is a beautiful day. I hope it's a nice day for you guys at wherever you guys watching this on the rewind or watching it later this afternoon. Panel member, hopefully we'll get someone in, probably Hazel Dan or Real. We'll get Comic Book at Steve. I shout out the link to the chat on Instagram, and if they're willing to come and join this fabulous live show, they may do so at any time they please. All right, let us get into new releases provided by Cover Price. All right. So for May 21st, I'm going to kind of blow this up here. Okay, not much going on here. We got Pepe Larraz's second print, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1. We got the second print Virgin out of 1 out of 25 by Ryan Stegman. Pepe Larraz here again on a regular cover and issue number 4. We got Alex Ross, Timeless Virgin Sketch 1 out of 100. I have about these here Timeless variant. A lot of people like it. Maybe they love it because of his Alex Ross. As for me, it's a hard pass. Yeah, I don't think I can do without these, right? A lot of the comics. Anyway, here's Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4, 1 of 25 by Greg Land. And here's my Chiarello issue number 4 variant. Here we got Mike Mayhew with the Gwen Stacy. This is a 616 limited to 1,000. Oh, so it's a store variant. All right. Here we go. Polarized, Paulo Sequeira, and issue 5 on Daredevil, Unleashed to Hell. All right, we got Phila Tam. Let's look at that Phila Tam cover here. I wonder how this is. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. You let me know what you think, and yeah, let me know what you think about that. Where am I? Why am I? All right, here we are. So let's go back. One thing about this Cover Price is that on the new releases, you can kind of look, and when you click on that image, go back. Whatever you have downloaded at the bottom, and you have this all start all over again. So that is one thing. So Cover Price, if you're listening, maybe that is something that you want to think. What kind of changes, like when you go back, you started where you left off, not going back to start all over again. All right, we got here Fantastic Four, issue number 32, timeless variant. All right, Ant-Man. All right, we got, what is this? Fantastic Four number 32, Disney What If. All right, let's click on that and see what the cover looks like more close up. So we got Disney here. All right, I forgot what. Huh? What if? Wonder what cover homage that is. If anybody know, leave a comment at the comments below. And all right, what we got here? Doom's Academy, Pablo Villalobos. Let's look at his cover. I like his cover. Kind of like a Adam Hewish feel to it. It's all right. I can do without. Okay. We got some other covers here. Galactus, right here. We got facsimile cover of first appearance of, whatchamacallit, Silver Surfer, and here is that 1 of 25 variant. Well, what else we got here? Hulk and Doctor Strange. Timeless variant. That's cute. Okay. Iron Man pre-release. Iron Man. Okay, that's a bad cover. That's a really bad cover. That is a bad cover. You let me know. That's Ron Lim. Come on, really? We need to have what is this? Green Goblin and an Iron Man suit. At least make him look a little bit more scarier than being happy. I don't know. You let me know. But definitely not my cup of tea. But that's a bad cover. What else we got? We got Moon Knight here. That's all right. Carrie Andrews, regular. Okay. Creighton claim. Nobody cares. Is Clinton claim it matters anymore? What we got here? Star Wars. There's sometimes Star Wars has a really cool cover, but I don't see here in Disney release. The Thing. All right. This is something for CBA, Comic Book SD. That is a banging cover. Thunderbolt Doomstrike. One World Under Doom. That is a great cover. I wonder who did this. Ivan Talavera. That is a cool cover. Don't you think? That's a cool ass cover. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I got anything here. Why am I not getting this on my feed? I'm not getting any of these on my feed. Why? Why am I not getting any feed? All right, never mind. All right, we've been live for the next 10 minutes. Nobody's here, but nobody really cares because nobody really watches. But you know what? That's a cool cover. I like that. All right, let's go back. See, like I have to go back. Like, why? So every time I go show cover, and I have to just. So this is something. This is Thunderbolt Doomstrike issue number 5. That's a badass cover. Inhyuk Lee. Sometime Inhyuk Lee is a hit and miss, like any other artist, I guess. Weapon X-Men. All right, we got kind of like a Voltron kind of thing going on here with Criss Cross on Weapon X-Men. Look at that. Is that Silver Summers? I don't know. Look like a Silver Samurai, right? Huh. Interesting, interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna lay out a full here, get myself out of that. Um, and see, gotta go back again. That's kind of annoying. All right, all right. Let's see how it looks. You know what? I think you guys can all see that. All right. Here's a more timeless Quicksilver. What we got here? Barbarella. Nope, nope, nope. Nothing here. Virgin. Rachel Holland. No. Duckwing Duck. Okay, okay. Francisco Matina on the Herculoids. That's not a bad cover, is it? Oh, there it is. That's not bad. That is not bad. He's blowing. Wow, he's doing firework with his horns. I'm sorry, but when it comes to Hulk or whatever, not really familiar. Joshua Middleton, Virgin. That's all right with Johnny Quest. Here's a Mark Spears limited Virgin. Not feeling it on that one. He should just stick with his monsters, if you ask me. Terminators. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, we got Vampirella. We got the Perillo regular cover. Not really feeling it. Here's a what is this? Thundercats. Oh, Thundercat. We got the Monkey Man here. I don't know. I don't know. We got the metal right here. Thundercats metal issue number 14. Then we got limited Virgin. Then we got the Vampirella. More of the Terminator. Okay. We got this Eliza Chazudis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but God, she does have some really sexy poses, right? This kind of reminds me of that variant by fucking Adam Hughes. Who is that? Um, but you know what it is, right? Kind of has that Planet Comics issue number 1 feel to it, right? Sticking her butt out on a space age cycle. Greg Land foil. Then we got the Virgin 1 of 25 on the Vampirella number 2. And God, Lee, Jenny Friesen, done it again on foil. This is something that I might really need to look into. Jenny Friesen did some really great Vampirella cover that is really hard to find. This is a foil. You pay close to $10 for it. There's a raw Jay Anacleto, very underrated artist right here. Oh, we got the Virgin and we got the Virgin foil. Ooh. So that's something got to look into. All right, we got Vampirella Ultraviolet pre-release. We got Mark Spill, the Campbell 601 homage. Yeah, all right, let's load more. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Zootopia. That's pretty much it. Flash, DC. All right, we got Flash issue number 1, 3. They all kind of look the same when it comes to Flash. He's like always running. Yeah, but yeah, he's a speedster, so he's all about running. You know who they should freaking cast as Flash is Tom Cruise, because all of his movies seems to be running real to somewhere. So what up, Joe?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Happy Sunday, brother.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Just going through this FOC. So
Okay.
do a full screen here. So yeah, I was just talking about Flash, like how their covers always like him running or stopping or
Yeah,
sliding. So I told him that if they're gonna cast a new Flash in that James Gunn DCU, they should fucking cast Tom Cruise because he's always running somewhere. Every movie that I see him, he's
yeah,
fucking like running, and he's not just running; he's like sprinting. So I think he'll make a good Flash, like the old version of Flash. You
yeah.
know.
Do you know
So
if Flash is supposed to be in it or not?
no, they have not. I think what James Gunn is doing is I think he's putting a lot of the villains in. I know he got the
Yeah,
JSA, but I don't know if they're considered like an anti-villain or what. But there's a lot of villains in that movie, from my understanding. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know if Brainiac will be a part of that towards the end, but I heard some kind of rumors that that could be it. But I'm still waiting. Is it what it should be releasing? What in 2 months, sometime in June or July? Absolute Green Lantern. Okay, we got Absolute Martian, the Manhunter. All right, we got right here. What is this? Batman. Uh, it's a pre-release. No, no, it's a facsimile. Huh. All right. Not a good covers here. Catwoman. Inhyuk Lee. No, no, not feeling it. We got what the hell is this? We got Sonic versus the freaking Justice League. All right, S- Sonic has no chance. No chance. Sometimes this mashup is just fucking. I don't know what it is. If it's
Yeah.
they really are they really thinking about a good story, or just fucking just going for the nostalgia that people will just pick it up because of certain.
They got some Archie stuff like that, like Archie versus Predator and stuff like that. It's just kind of wild.
Yeah, and yeah, I saw that with Arch Against Predator. Man,
Yeah, yeah.
did you read that?
No, I didn't read it. No, they
I
got like
wonder.
Archie,
Yeah,
Archie and Punisher and all kinds of stuff.
I wonder who won that battle.
Yeah, probably not Archie.
Probably not. I'll put my
Yeah,
money on the Predator.
yeah.
Um, but hey, Ron, how are you? How's your Sunday going? Did you do your Monday blessing and your amen and stuff like that?
Yeah, okay, David, I did.
All right. We got here. What is this? New Gods. New Gods. Okay. Sebastian Fuimara. All right. We got Dexter Story. All right. Nightwing. Francisco. What? Frank Cavilla. Is this Court of Owl? No. Captain Hollow. Does
Mm,
anybody know anything about Captain Hollow?
no, but for the
I don't.
past few years, I would say Nightwing has been a really good comic book to read.
Yeah, I heard it's a really good story.
I haven't been collecting Nightwing, but I read electronic versions of it from the library, and yeah, it is good writing, and the art's decent. Um, I don't think I would collect it, but
No.
if I were starting all over again, yeah, I suppose I would.
Yeah, so there, and it's an one issue 126. So here's a facsimile of Army at War. Joe Kubert, foil. Oh man, like I can understand doing facsimile, but it's just come to a point like every month there's about fucking dozens of new, like I don't know, reprints of something. I mean,
Yeah.
oh here's Dan Mora with James Gunn. All right, that's stupid. Okay. Here's with Klepto Delato, not the best Delato cover out there. Jesus, what the hell is that? All right, we got Sebastian Fuimara. Not. Oh, this one I was talking about you before you came on. This is one cover that I would definitely recommend for you.
Where is that?
It's called Thunderbolt Doomstrike, but guess who's on the thing? Black Widow, baby.
Oh,
Boom. What do you think?
Okay.
wow.
Huh?
I guess I'm gonna have
That's a
to
nice
hunt that one down.
Huh?
How much
Huh?
does it cost?
It's a cover price.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah. It's not even an incentive, nothing. So it's a it's a it's not an incentive. God, I hate it when I do this. Where
Hmm.
are you? There it is. So even it comes out this coming weekend, this coming week. So it's a
I have to buy 20 or 30 copies.
nah. All you need is one. If you, I just needed to show you that because it has a Black Widow, and it is it's not the it's a Natasha. It's not the other.
Yeah.
I think 30
You
is
know,
a bit much, Ron. You could probably live with 25.
you got 25. That's a good round
Yeah,
number.
30 is a little much, man.
Where
Natasha was part of the original Thunderbolts. I've not collected that comic book, but I might want to go hunt those down just to
yeah,
just
it's
to
a
read
great
'em.
cover. It's a great cover.
Hmm.
What is this? Wonder Woman issue number 21. We got Lucas Meyer. We got Ben Oliver. Not bad. I like that. That Ben Oliver cover is good. What else we got here? Bitter Roots, Bug War, Spawn. His Bjorn Baroness. Uh, wow, Curse of the Charlie Johnson. What the hell is that? Look at that, McFarlane.
Hmm.
Wait, what is that? Curse of Shirley Johnson?
Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
Oh,
But there's that Virgin Black and White by McFarlane. Wow.
yeah. It's like I haven't seen a McFarlane thing in
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I want Curse of the, but is part of the is part of the whatchamacallit, Spawn universe. So
Oh, okay. It's another Spawn character.
yeah, it's a spin-off, I guess. Here's Medieval Spawn. That's a little
Hmm.
Neil. What is it? No Hunter Red. Okay, none of that. Rogue Sun, homage to, I believe this is what, the Avengers or the X-Men.
X-Men 268.
Yeah, thank you. Curse of, see right here, Curse of the Shawnee Johnson #1 incentive, 1 out of 10, and has that, but has a Spawn cover. I wonder if they fucked it up or not.
And I wonder how many people in the country is named Shirley Johnson.
Yeah. Well, if
That's
you
the
go to
thing.
probably Midwest or probably somewhere in Charlotte, I'm sure some they will have like handful of those names.
I mean,
Cyber,
that would be a shame if someone if a comic book is has your name and you're the villain. You know,
hey, I don't mind it if somebody freaking names David Min as like one of the villain. Like I'll buy 30 copies of that. Jim Henson presents The Killer. I wonder if this seems like a very cool story to read. The Killer, The Warfare of the State 2.
Hmm.
This could be like a nice Netflix spin-off.
Hmm.
We got Epitapis, The Abyss. This one here, Lee Bermejo. This cover is banging. I love this cover. He's been actually Lee Bermejo's been doing a lot of covers lately.
I generally like his covers, yeah, especially Batman stuff.
Yeah. Crimson Justice. Nope, no, thank you. What is it? Killing Joke homage to what? Matt Habit? Mr. Miracle, Mr. Justice. Archie. Oh, Archie is Mr. Justice. Okay. All right. Monsters. What is this? Keen Spy Entertainment. Marks for Fitprint. Okay. Is this the one that I think Joe? I think Yvonne was saying that this was the Evil Dead
Evil
homage.
Dead, yeah. They
Yeah,
don't have the spell on it. Yeah.
looks good. Looks
Yeah, that
good.
looks really cool.
We got the Prodigal Son, Cat and Mouse. Oh. What else we got here? The red, right? All right, that's pretty much it for. Oh, that is that for FOC for next coming week. Um, I got. I just received 2 books last week and came damaged. I'm so
On
pissed.
eBay. From
Yeah.
eBay?
Yeah, on one of the sellers on eBay, he had 100% hit. He had a really high rating, and got this Pop Kills issue number 3 by Adam Hughes. Really great cover. Love the just
So what's
everything.
the damage?
Let me.
Can't
You
see
know
it.
what? Let me just solo myself out here, and I'll show you. And as soon as I opened my mailbox, I noticed that the mail Gemini mailer that came in was like folded in half. Um, so as you can, I don't know if you can see it. Let me show it on this side. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, I tried pressing it out by putting a lot of heavy books on top of it. That's my way of pressing books. And I mean,
Yeah, that's another way too.
you got some of the minor issues out, but those huge creases was unable to come out. So, but I mean, there's no color. Thank God, there's no color breaking bent. But still, I mean, fuck. I mean, it was like bent like this.
So did you contact the seller already?
Yeah, I did. As soon as I got it, I sent him like 24 images of all different variation of photos, and as soon as I sent it, within 10 minutes, I got my money back, and he said keep the comics. I said woohoo, and I read it, and I remember giving review on last week's live show. I really don't know what the hell's going on. There's this Siamese twins that was attached to the shoulders, and they got removed, and I don't know, just
So one has a right arm and one has a left arm.
yeah, and and there's this mobster gangsters. It was just all over the place. I mean, the story goes back, it skips throughout the different protagonist, different storyline, or different story or area location, but it's just pretty much everywhere. And in issue number 3, it was the story is not. I guess the reason I felt that way because I didn't read issue number 1 and 2,
Hmm.
so I don't know if I should be getting issue
Oh,
number 3, 1 and 2.
don't forget to give your vendor a good rating.
I did. I gave him a positive 5-star rating. Um, but yeah, so I got 2
You
damage.
know, sometimes I think sellers don't know their merchandise is damaged. They're just selling, and they just don't know because they get a collection and they sell it right away without inspecting it.
There's no scuffs or there's no dings on the corners or anything like that. It was just. Let me show you the Gemini that I got.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
So
It's all messed up.
So,
Oh,
so
there
this,
you go. That's
and I mean the packaging was done properly.
yeah,
He didn't use bag. I mean, it was bag and board, but he didn't use an extra cardboard to sandwich those 2 comics. But
yeah.
he put a bubble. Call it?
It needs to be bulletproof and acid proof.
Yeah. But I mean, he used Gemini, and as soon as I opened it, it was like this. It was laying flat, but it was like this. I thinking, wow. And look at it. It says, "Do not crush, bend, or fold." I don't know. Maybe the delivery guy or the postmaster who was delivering it, he had a bad day. He took it out of my mail. I don't know what it
There
is.
you go.
Yeah. But Yeah, I missed you guys last week. I did a show by myself, and you know
Mm.
what? Yeah, talking to myself for over an hour is not an easy job. I noticed that. So I'm much more appreciated that you guys are in this panel and sharing this hour to 2 hours with me this or every other week. All right, so that is that with the cover price and what else we got here? Oh, I watched Andor. I went back and I watched Andor season 1 and season 2, and I watched Rogue One.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
And I was just saying that this happens to be the best sequel, when it comes to TV series and movie combined, that was done really well.
Yeah.
Really, really
You
well.
really appreciate Rogue One a lot better after finishing Andor 1 and 2, you know.
Yeah, I understand the character of Cassian Andor more.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You understand the urgency because
Yeah,
at first you see he looks like a nutty guy at first, and you don't know what the hell's going on. But once you see all this other stuff, you see the other perspective. It
yeah.
makes sense.
And the character does not lose any how would you say it? It didn't lose me at all. Even though the Andor came after Rogue One, the character that he portrays is just dead on, just it's continuous. There's that nothing was missing that I
Yeah,
that I that I
and
felt.
all the acting is good. All the acting, all the villains, all the good guys, all the acting is great.
I'm telling you, those British actors, they're
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah,
good. They're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I
That
keep
lady, I really like that lady. I think her name is Denise Goff or something like that. The one that plays the supervisor. She's really great in that role.
Oh, she'll be a good Prada. There's a company named Prada, a clothing company, a fashion company called
Yeah,
Prada.
handbag.
She would be like the perfect model for Prada. You
Yeah,
know, very, very stiff, very tight, uptight. But just yeah, but good for her. Whatever happened to her towards
yeah.
the end.
Whatever happened. Yeah,
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm just saying, God, this is
yeah.
one of the best Star Wars thing that I have seen, and I hope that they continue this type of storytelling. Um, because the prequel for the Star Wars and I don't know the 6, 7, what 7, 8, 9 with that was just so bad. That was so bad.
It's funny how we actually know the story, how it's going to end up, but we don't know all those details. So they
No,
really make the details. They really put in everything that could possibly happen and go wrong.
yeah,
So well done.
no, I'm glad you brought that up because throughout the season 1 and 2, I know he survives, right?
Yeah, you know he
But
survived.
still, I'm on the edge of my seat, like, oh shit,
Oh
what's
yeah,
gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is
oh
he
yeah.
gonna get caught? Is he gonna? And like, it was just gripping story. I loved it. And Joe, if you're still listening, go watch the show Andor and watch Rogue One after because you appreciate more of the character that he portrays, and then
Mhm.
what Ron said, the urgency that he has, uh, is just really well done. And on top,
And the
yeah,
ultimate fates of all the bad guys. You know, you go, oh, they deserved it. Every single one.
yeah. Yeah. Um, but on top of that, I saw 3 animated series in Disney Plus. It's called the Star Wars Tales. There was Star Wars
Mhm.
Tales of the Jedi,
I
and
saw that. You know,
there's a
did you like those or?
the Jedi was okay, but I really liked the Empire story,
Oh,
because it starts. If you haven't seen it, the first 3 stories I think it shows you about Ventress, um, like how she is no longer a Sith that work under Dooku. So
mm,
she was somewhat free, and she met a Jedi. And this is during the time after the Order 66. So she met up with a Jedi. So this young kid is a kid. His like traveling with Ventress now, going through all these adventures. And the other three story that towards the end, it was about Cad Bane, like his childhood, how like his origin of Cad Bane. So I really enjoyed that. And what was the other one that I saw? There was another one that I saw. See, it didn't really strike me. I mean, it didn't really resonate with me too much. So I stayed up all the way to like 5 in the morning watching all these shows, and no regrets. No
Uh,
regrets. All right. There is a news that Sadie Sales. What is Sadie? Sadie what? Oh God. Sadie Sinks. I think that's her name. The girl from Stranger Thing.
hmm.
Let me just show you who she is, just in case if you guys don't know. So here we are. Boom. All right, Sadie Sinks, a girl that play is one of the cast from Stranger Things. It has been cast on for the new Spider-Man 4 movie. And everybody was saying, is she gonna play who's this character? Is she gonna play the original Jackpot, or is she gonna be playing Mary Jane Watson? Who is she gonna be portraying? And we found out that she's in the part of the universe from Tobey Maguire from the Sony universe, and that she is gonna play the character Mayday Parker. So it's just somehow that during in the Sony universe, where Tony Maguire's a Spider-Man had a daughter, and her name is Mayday Parker, and she's gonna play that character. So I went look and see what the, what the sales are for What If issue 105, the very first appearance of Mayday Parker. So we got here the Wizard first printings. Okay, this is a reprint. So we got 225. So it hasn't really picked up yet. I mean, this was one comic book that everybody wanted to get. I mean, is has somewhat appealed to it, but due to this new recent story that she's going to be playing Mayday Parker, I wonder if this book is going to go up in price a little bit more than what it's selling now.
Hmm.
So we got a 9.8 that is sold for $400. We got here one of where we got 9.6 signed, uh signature dress, whatever, 150, 205, 125. It's not a cheap book, but still, I wonder if this 9896 from 400 to 260 is going to go up to 500 or to 350. Just thought that I kind of wanted to look to see what the trends are after that news has came out, but nothing has really changed yet. Well, so I figured within the next 24 hours to 48 hours to see what is selling for. So, um, so that's just one book that you want to kind of. Oh, you have that book. Yeah, you want to go for that newsstand, buddy. That's the one. What If? Issue number 105. You saw Thunderbolts, didn't you, Ron?
I did.
And from what I saw on your social media post, you loved it.
I did. I honestly had low expectations. Actually, I had no expectations. It's the first time I brought my family to the theater in about half a year because the last movie we saw was Red One, I think it's called, with Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had nice seats. The movie experience is not the same. It's kind of a different thing now. You just want to go in and get out. And it was a great movie. I thought it was well done. I liked the characters. Um, I was surprised that one died right away. Who is that one called?
Taskmaster.
Yeah, why'd they do that? That's a very that's a very powerful, unique character. I don't know why they decided to kill that one off right away. I guess someone had to die right away.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I think for when it comes to that character, I think it had the most. As a critic, a lot of people saying like when she was in Black Widow the movie, nobody liked that character.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
See, so what do? Get rid of your weakest link in those character in the MCU, which happens to be Taskmaster.
I didn't know. I didn't know the actors in that movie were sons of famous actors. Like the one who plays U.S. Agent, he's the son of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then on the other side, Sentry, he's the son of Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Boy, they're really good actors, actually.
They are. So when it comes to U.S. Agent, his you just don't like that guy. If the Disney Plus show, somehow you dislike that character, but
totally, in every sense of the word, in every way possible, you just cannot like that guy.
No, but that works for him. I think that's why that character works in Thunderbolts, and maybe that's why.
I hate to say it, but it's kind of like the way the world looks at us right now. This is what the U.S. kind of looks like right now. No one likes us. Just like U.S. Agent, that's how they look at us.
Yeah, and a lot of people that I know, they wanted to go to China. They had this whole summer vacation planned out to go somewhere they haven't before, and half of it just canceled. And two-person that wanted to go to China, but they canceled.
The world is just not a safe place. Not just going to a place, but the actual going to a place. That's also unsafe. Did you see what's going on in New Jersey airports? They can't get their stuff together as far as the airport towers and all that. They don't got their crap together. And the planes too, Boeings, they're not safe.
No,
so
I've been seeing
not want to travel either.
Yeah, I've been seeing all that stuff about those plane crashes over the last year and stuff like that.
This year.
This year, this year,
Yeah. Even in Seattle airport, there's a lot of incident where planes are backing up to a parked plane, crashing into their tails, and people are actually on the wing of a plane as they're taking off because just somehow she didn't have the right boarding pass, but she needed to get somewhere. It's just nuts. I mean, this social media thing, we are seeing more than what we had before. So I was kind of wondering, back in the days, we didn't have all this internet and all this social media and cameras on the phone thing. I wonder if there's I wonder if it was the same as it is right now, but a lot of it was not televised because due to some protecting the airport or the airlines.
Well, after 9/11, we were really complaining about having to take off our shoes and all that stuff. And we weren't seeing people on the flights, getting unruly. So after around COVID, people started getting unruly and, they were stopping the plane just for that one person. Now it seems like a different issue. It's like the towers are unsafe because of old software and the planes are unsafe because of poor craftsmanship. And then having to travel to another country, you just don't want to.
It's a pain in the ass.
Because you might lose your citizenship or might get deported to Peru or something. I mean, geez, I don't want to leave. No, thank you. I mean, I would have honestly liked to see the Great Wall of China one day, and the what do they call the soldiers, those fake soldiers. I would like to have seen that, the terracotta soldiers.
Oh yeah, that's
Man,
pretty
I
good.
do not want to get out. I do not want to leave California. It's like, no, I don't even want to go to LA.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, talk about China. Well, Great Wall of China. From what they're saying, that the history has lied to us that it might not even built by the Chinese itself. It could be built by the Roman Empire to
Yeah.
keep the Chinese out.
Yeah,
Because
I've heard stories of people getting enslaved and that kind of thing,
yeah,
and I wouldn't put it past, Chinese autocrats, but there are just things I would have liked to have done in my twilight years. I would like to have traveled and see the world, but not now, you know.
well, wait another 4 more years when after the
Yeah, right.
and
Might get worse.
but
Look, there's so many conflicts out there. Gaza is
it's
one
divided. It's a divided country now. That's how I feel.
divided world too. I mean, there's so
Yeah,
many
divided
wars.
world.
There's a lot of conflicts out there.
I
Like,
feel
man,
there's a war coming up around the horizon. I cannot say if it's going to be the next couple of decades, but it will. It definitely will be a war.
I'll tell you, who's really chilling and just enjoying life is those people in the Nordic states, Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands, Norway. They got great education. They got that sovereign wealth fund that everyone retires rich. Imagine that. Everyone retires wealthy and comfortable. They got their shit together, and we don't. It's supposed to be worse. We should have a sovereign wealth fund. People are retiring poor now. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because we got corrupt fucking government.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of corruption. Yeah,
Our
absolutely.
government's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, it's for example, putting it in a nutshell is like, all right, I'm the governor. I'll text you guys for something, and I say, you know what? I'll give you guys comic book each week, but I end up giving you guys free comic book day and using that the money for something else for my own gain.
Right.
This is how it is, you know. Here in Washington, I don't want to talk politics, but here in Washington, we're we're in we're in a deficit of $17 billion, and the taxes that they tax on like gas, tobacco, sugar. They fucking tax you on sugar in Seattle. On everything they tax us on, property tax, whatever.
Pretty soon there'll be a day that every time we click on the internet, that's a tax.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
every time you stream something, that's
that'll
taxed.
be taxed. Well, that's the thing is that those taxes were supposed to keep the streets clean,
They were supposed to be temporary too.
potholes, for education, and blah blah blah.
And it was supposed to be temporary. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent fixture.
Well, here's the thing: is that where's this money has gone?
I don't know.
And the funny thing is that nobody knows. That's the whole thing. That's the thing that kills me is that nobody knows where the money has been spent.
Yeah.
And they're saying that we need $17 billion that we need to make up the next for the next, I don't know, 3-4 years to get back where we were. But in 4 or 5 years, I think we'll be down more. I think that's where the world is going. Like they are spending our tax money on their own gains and without spending on what actually needs to be spent on. You know.
Right.
It's a lot like Sticky Goose and Comic Tom. They found a way to monetize something. They found that way of getting more clicks, getting a
Right.
greater audience. They just found that way that nobody else can figure out, right? Well, I'm sure there's some others that can figure it out, but yeah, there's some people in the government that just found a way to make money. That Tuberville guy that used to be a football coach, he makes a lot of money buying and selling stocks because he has inside information. I'm pretty sure he does. You know,
Even the Speaker of the House, Pelosi, it was corrupted as well too. You know.
Yeah, but the problem is there's no law. There's no law in them getting the inside information and buying and selling stuff.
Oh no. There is a law, but I think the law has come to a point where you have to be on certain level of power or income for you to get a pass. Say,
Okay.
get a slap on the wrist and say, "Hey, you know what? Don't do that again." But
Yeah.
let's say for us common Joes, we do something like this, right? And we got caught inside trading. That's a
Yeah.
federal. That's a federal
Yeah.
law that we break. We are going to federal prison, like it or not. I mean,
Well, it's funny how Martha Stewart got caught doing it, but then when she went to prison, she took advantage of that. She decorated the place. She taught people how to get
yeah,
good skills. I mean, it's like what the hell? She just totally turned it around.
yeah. I mean, she knew how to work people. Like, yeah.
We
But
just turned a bad situation into something that kind of benefited her. She showed people she can really teach you how to do good with your life. You know.
no, I mean, look. I mean, look at that girl. What's that girl? Huck Twa girl. You know, she made millions and millions, right? And then she decided to do her own freaking Huck Twa Bitcoin kind of thing, and she. But here's the thing: a guy that she signed up with that was supposed to help her scam everybody out of the money, right? And she gets the rap for it because she's been promoting it. She's been saying that, this and this and that, and that coin, that whatever coin that she was made is worth nothing. She goes to prison for embezzlement, and the person that she was dealing with is out of the blues. I mean, just gone. So
No, I would never invest in Bitcoin because I just cannot understand it where the flow of money is. I have invested in stocks, but personally, I'm totally out of stocks except for like mutual funds. I don't own individual securities anymore. I mean, I have some for my kid, but not for me. I got rid of all my stuff because, for one thing, everything's overvalued, and I really feel a crash is coming. A bad recession crash is coming. I just feel it.
I wonder about like if do you think it would be safe to take what you have and invest it like in gold? Like if you were to like take your paper assets, your money assets, and all your stuff, and
I think
money for that, and just buy gold with it. Would that be like
the best thing for everyone to do is just diversify, have bonds, have stocks, and have commodities, and gold is a commodity. So it's okay to have a percentage of what you invested in gold, but not everything.
no.
You don't just put it all in one basket. You kind of have different buckets of investments.
Yeah, I mean, have your 401k, have your Roth IRA, and whatever commodity that you have. If you believe that gold is to something, I don't know, get gold, but don't buy gold stock. Buy physical gold.
physical gold? Yeah, that's more like what I'm talking about, is actually buying physical gold.
You know.
So there was that movie some years ago, The Big Short, with Michael Burry, played by Batman, right? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
So
yeah.
Michael Burry is a physician who has Asperger's or whatever that condition is, where he can't interact with people well. And he was the one who called the market. He said that the housing market's going to crash, and he shorted it, and he made tons of money. He kind of got rid of all his stocks recently, and that scared the hell out of me when he did that. He just recently he has one stock, Estee Lauder, and the one commodity he does invest in is water. Because if you think about it, we need drinking water. Who knows what's in the pipes, right? So smart guy, he's a smart investor. I wonder if we should be doing the same and following into what he invested in. Get out of stocks, because they're all overvalued right now.
Yeah, I mean, if everything were going to crash, water would be a great.
Well, the essentials. I think if you kind of
the
essential, electric, water, right,
and gold,
and food. Yeah. Food. Whatever. You can go hunting, Joe. You look like a hunter. You can go down the mountain and hunt a goat. But the thing is,
with my bare hands.
Yeah. But the thing is that a lot of the people are investing on like solar energy, like you know, and we might be kind of late to that, but people still saying that solar energy is one way to go. But I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not. But water, I can understand that. You
So
know.
where I live, we live near one of the big Tesla plants. But before that place was Tesla, that place was something called um,
Blockbuster.
Solyndra. That's the one. That's the solar manufacturing place that Barack Obama really made happen. But then all the investments went into, crump spaces like expensive desks and elaborate offices. They wasted their money, and all the investments end up going into China because China found a way of manufacturing solar panels way cheaper than we did. So that plant went away, and then it became Tesla. Now
Yeah.
Tesla's going to Texas, I believe.
Yeah. They're going. Yeah. But here, I saw a video about one guy. He's a Chinese guy. He say, "Don't hate us. It was your fault." You know,
There's
you
some that, but
yeah. He's saying that don't hate us for where they are right now because they have a government that take care of them. And I said majority, not majority of them, but still the government take care. But they say that do not hate us for where you guys are standing right now because of this tariff war. Because
see, I get
everything
this.
was made in U.S. and the labor cost has gone up. So what does the U.S. do? They went overseas to see if they can find cheap labor. So China was one of them, right? China,
I hate to say bad things about Chinese people because I grew up with a lot of Chinese American classmates in school. But the Chinese, they have a way of stealing our stuff. Like if we make an Apple phone, they find that technology and make their own phone, right?
isn't that what it is? I mean, if I mean look what Microsoft, look what Bill Gates has done. He worked for IBM. He took that idea and made it his own.
I,
And
I I really want to go to China and find out what kind of comic books they have. I wonder if they copy our comic books.
I'm sure not comic book. They probably will copy manga if anything
Yeah,
because
manga probably. Yeah.
but there's the technology in China is so advanced than what America, but they don't share it with us because it will make the American market like Tesla. I mean the EVs that they
They
have.
take advantage of their workers though. They give them low wage and low
I mean, we used
quality
to
of
be like,
life.
yeah, we used to be one of the major innovators of everything, you know. But I think just greed, corporate greed, and all that kind of stuff, and just to make money and a buck. I think we just kind of sold ourselves out and invested in other countries and stuff like that instead of our own, and then doing that, and then it's kind of unfortunate, but um,
It is unfortunate. I mean, I can't buy statues now because most of them is made in China.
yeah,
Oh, you mean they're going to be higher in cost? You
Yeah,
mean?
higher in cost. Plus
Oh.
the
yeah,
shipping. You know.
Mm.
yeah.
Well,
So
David, I guess you just don't buy stuff anymore.
no, I don't. I don't buy anything. And the last thing that I bought was comes in damage. So I mean,
Mm.
and I gotta blame the U.S. for it because it's the USPS postal office that freaking screwed things up, not the shippers. And once again, this was the
Uh,
That looks bad.
yeah, it was bad.
I wonder if that Gemini mailer is made in China.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
We can blame
I
them for
won't
your
be,
comic
I
book
won't be
damage.
surprised. I won't be surprised if you bought this at Temu.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, moving on.
Is, is Timu is that Timu stuff? Is that like a Chinese eBay kind of thing or something, or what is that exactly? Like where you get cheap
it's
stuff or what?
yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap, but be careful. I bought this. I bought this little holder. All right. Now let me just. I bought this little holder here
Yeah,
to when I to display my card or when I do a unboxing video of what I was going to put a card here, the hits, and I found out how small this thing is. On the picture, it looks big, but as soon as I ordered them, like, I can get 36 of these. I'm like, oh, I'm in for $3 something cents.
It's like the fast food menus. It looks really good, really scrumptious, and you get this dried ass little.
Yeah, no, isn't it something that the hamburgers look so good on TV?
Yeah,
man,
juicy,
they look good. They look really, really good, juicy. Yeah. They really but when you get it, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Found out that this is a coin holder.
It could also be a card holder, David. A card holder.
Yeah.
No, it would just say multiple holder for I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
does it work? But does it work?
It works, but you got to balance it really well.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you have to balance it really well.
Put some glue on it. Stick it on.
Forever hold.
Yeah, forever. That one card you really like to show.
So like I was doing this, and it doesn't hold.
Man.
So I'm stuck with this 30-something coin holders that doesn't hold my cards. Talking about cards.
Maybe use 2 of them for each bottom corner.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But again, you have to be delicate with the arrangement.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not plural. It's just for your own gold coin. I only have 1 coin. And it's long story short, in Hawaii, my mom used to own a liquor store, right? We sell like spirits and beers and stuff. And there's a lot of guys that comes in not in their right mind because they want to get another hook. So this guy comes in with 4 gold coins. And he said, would you buy this for $20 a pop? Right? So what do you do when a sketch guy comes into your liquor store giving you a gold coin? One thing is this real gold or not, right? So what we do, we make a bargain. We say, you know what? We'll give you $20 for those 4. And you can get whatever beers you want. So he took a deal on it. He got his 20, gave us a gold coin. My brother I gave 2 to my brother, 1 for my other brother, 1 for myself, right? The one that I gave 2 to, first thing he does, the next day he goes to a pawn shop and pawn it for $800-something per pop. At that time. Found out it was a real gold. Week later, he comes back and said, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I said, sorry, bud. All your gold coin has been sold, right? So we had to lie to him. But anyway, now that gold coin is worth $3,200 because it's a pure 9.9 ounce.
I kind of lost.
Wow.
Yeah, he sold it.
He brought 4 coins.
Yeah, he bought 4 gold coin, not Liberty coin, not Liberty dollars. It was a Canadian. It was a $1 Canadian troy ounce gold.
Yeah, man.
So I got lost in your story, David. You bought these from him for $20 each?
No, he wanted $20 each, but since we're skeptic that we don't have we're not a pawn shop, so we don't know if it's a gold or not.
Right,
so we thought that it was probably gold lace or gold layered, whatever. So he said, we'll give you $20 for all 4, and you can grab whatever beers you want. So he grabbed, I forgot.
So he paid like $12,000 for some beer, basically, and $20.
Yeah, I mean now, yeah, at that time was only worth maybe $2,400.
Yeah.
But now, if you really think about it, he gave up close to $13,000 worth of gold coin for $20 and a pack of beer.
Man.
Damn. You can buy a lot of stuff with that $13,000.
Yeah.
You can buy.
You know
a lot of beer for that.
You know how much gram of cocaine you can get for $13,000?
Or how many Black Widow covers, man?
Yeah.
So many Black Widow covers.
Yeah. The original Black, like the first appearance of Black Widow.
There
you
you
know, and a high grade.
Yeah.
So lesson learned, guys. If you own a liquor store or gas store or convenience store, a sketchy guy comes in, give you a gold coin. He's saying he wants $20 for it. Always remember to roll that dice and make a deal saying
Yeah.
you can lose $20,
Yeah.
gain 13,000. You know, so
Wow. And of these 4 coins, you gave one to your brother, one each to your brothers, and one you kept
no.
two.
I gave two to my oldest brother.
Oh, okay.
Gave one to my second brother, my second oldest, and I kept
Mhm.
one for myself.
Okay. Okay. I see what you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So then I don't have coins. It's not a plural. I have a coin. So that's my
Oh
little.
man. So would if you would have known really what they were really worth or whatever, would you have given the other ones to your brother? Would you have kept them?
That's the question.
I gotta ask. Yeah.
You know what? At that point, I would probably made the same decision. I probably would have kept the two and give one for each.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But still, it's not something that I would have just kept all four for myself. I would have just
Hmm.
gave one for each.
You're a much better person than me, David.
I figured, you know, I paid,
I'd have
yeah,
to
I
keep
paid
all those.
$20 for it. You know, I paid $20, and
Yeah,
plus the.
but based on what you told us on about your brother, though, it didn't seem like you had a good relationship with
Oh
him.
no,
Yeah.
no! When I moved here 8 years ago, and when we started this business, during the first 3 years, I mean, we were just bucking head because we didn't get along because we didn't get along not as a person, as more of a co-workers. The
Okay.
ideas that yeah, the foundation he wants to do and the thing that I wanted to do, we didn't click. We
Okay.
didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And since he's older, he has this old monarchy mentality saying, "What I say goes. You shut up and just do what I tell you." For me, I'm like I'm more westernized. Say, "Fuck you." You know,
Mhm.
you just because you're 4 years older than me, you don't get to tell me what to do. You know, this is all about democracy where we get to talk and we agree on certain, then we move on. It's not like just one person move the needle, kind of thing. But now, you know what? I right now I'm kind of to a point where long as I do my thing, I don't buck kids with him, I'm good, and that's where we at. But at that time in Hawaii, we weren't like that. We were almost like buddies, We talked
So
about.
yeah, yeah, I get that because I have two brothers as well. But when you gave the 2 coins to your brother and he found out how much it really was worth, what did he tell you?
He said, "Hey, that's a real gold." He said, "That's a real gold," and I said, "How did you?" It's like I just went to. He went to a pawn shop, pounded, and he went out drinking with his friends that night. So I said, "Where's the money?" He said, "Well, I spent it on drinking." I was like,
God, it's almost as
"Easy
bad as the
come,
guy who
easy go."
sold the
Good
coins
That's
to.
investment.
what easy come, easy go. But the brother that I didn't get along with here, he still has the coin because he's a coin collector.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
He likes vintage coins and bills, so he was part of his hobby, so that's why he still has it.
I wonder how he keeps his collection secure, though. Does he have private space and it's all
No,
locked
no,
up?
no. I seen it. It's in a freaking cigar box. All
Oh
his
my
coins
God.
in a cigar box, and things
I
like
can't
that.
imagine selling like a $3,000 comic book to go out drinking with my buddies.
But if
I'm
but if
like
you're not
thinking about it.
collect,
I don't care about gold coins. I won't do that for any gold coin or anything like that. But like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'd sell my comic book to go drinking. I don't know.
I can understand it because it's not his cup of tea to collect or to hold on to.
Yeah.
So let's say
Right. Yeah.
let's say you have three AF-15 and you had two brothers. They said, "Here's one to you. Here's one." One doesn't collect. He doesn't really care about comic book, but he knows that there's a value to it. What he does,
Right.
he goes to the comic shop and sells that. He sells that.
It's kind of strange because we were just talking about investing in gold. I mean, he
No, but
doesn't seem to have like a good
no,
strong.
my oldest brother he's not about well he doesn't have anything saved up due to his mentality is like he doesn't save. He spends what he has in his
Yeah.
pocket.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not
And
too bright.
that's was his lifestyle till recently, to find out now he's 60. Now he realized that all the things that he could have done, he's regretting it.
Right. All
Yeah.
those years you could have put your money to work and let it grow with
Yeah.
compounding
Instead of
interest.
going out drinking with your friend
Yeah.
and things like that. So
God
he
dang.
knows that I collect comic book. He knows that I collect baseball cards and coins like that. So he asked me one day, "How much does your value of your comic worth?" And I said, "I don't know, but I'm sure it's in the thousands of, if not 10,000." And recently I
So
have put,
yeah.
yes. So recently I put all my
So
books. Go ahead, Joe.
no, go ahead. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I'm just gonna brag about how much my value of my comic book is. Like I did on cover price. I put all the books. I finally did it. I mean, $3. I'm not gonna waste my time on it, but all the important books that I have came out to $64,000 in a fair market
Nice.
value.
Yeah,
So,
that's really nice. Yeah.
so you were saying, Joe?
Yeah. It's kind of like what you're talking about. Like, so all these comic books that we have, and unlike, so in 5 years, like if the world doesn't end, like if we're still here in 5 years, do you think that comic books will still be valuable, or do you think they'll be like, do you think our currency is going to be shot within the next 5 years and nothing's going to be worth anything, and we're going to kind of be, you know, or do you think they're still going to hold the value, like they're still be worth thousands and or hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars and stuff like they are now?
Can I answer that, Ron? And all right. I found out that there's a value comic book or anything that is hobby is all about needs. It's
Right.
about, let's say our generation is done. We no longer stand here. We're no longer in the
Yeah.
earth. We're buried, right? And we're thinking about maybe 30 to 40 years from now, right? Let's just say it.
Yeah.
So not in 5 years. I think your question should be, will the value of the comic book be worth as is or higher or less once our generation is done?
Right.
And to me is, I think a lot of blue chip those blue chip comic book like AF-15, all those golden age comic books, not the moderns now, those silver age. I think
Right.
those are is going to be the one that actually will hold its value. But when it comes to modern variants that is hard to get and so on, so I think that will be kind of deplenish, will decline in value in maybe 30 to 40 years from now. And that's how I see it, because
Yeah,
the
but
only reason the only reason that it's
if
driving
we're all
this
gone,
market is because
wouldn't
our
the newer
generation.
guys, wouldn't the younger people like the new stuff better?
Was that?
Yeah, but it's our generation that likes those older books too. You know what I mean? Like the newer generation, I don't think they like those books or think they can afford them and stuff. So I don't think they even try to do it.
But
So
there's
if we're gone,
there's
people like us are gone.
what it, the way I see it is, it's like sports, right? You're not gonna want to collect those minor players. You want to know this
Right.
well-known, real famous, like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Right.
Bill Walton, those type of thing, which they're already established. I think when it comes to new generation, I think there will be more millionaires, more billionaires, because of the bitcoins and all this, thing that is happening. We'll have more 30 to 40 years old people will be more millionaires that will be able to collect or to get hands on this high-end blue chip cards or comic book.
Yeah.
I honestly think that right now the copper age, whatever, is all because we are still collecting and we are still has the nostalgia for it. we grew up watching them. I think our new generation, like I'm talking about my daughters. They're 24, 25 years old. They're not into
Right.
Marvel or Captain America, Miss Marvel. They are into Pokemon. They're into manga. They're into Japanese anime. So when they turn our age, 40 to 50 years old, comic book will be obsolete for them. But that Pokemon cards
Right.
and those mangas and those things will be a little bit more of their nostalgia, thinking, hey, you know what? I remember growing up with this kind of thing. Maybe I want to get hands on something that is as tangible for me to just hold on to for my childhood memory. I think, like I said, I think those modern age comic book right now will be as considered as no longer valuable within 40 to 50 years from now, unless there's
Yeah.
that one handful of characters that still exists if MCU
Right.
is still there making movies and things like that. So if there's a demand for it, yeah, definitely, because it's funny because somebody asked that question on Instagram. It's like, what will the ASM 60601 that J. Scott Campbell will still hold its like $500 to $600 value? And at the time, I thinking, yeah, it might, but you know what? It's all depends on demand. If people are still demanding that cover, if eventually it will keep going up in value. But if there's no demand for it, eventually it will go down, and it will come back to its original price will be like 85 $65 on a graded 9.8, because nobody really care for that anymore in 40 50 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can just see how the trends are going. If there's a market for it, hey, people are willing to spend $500 $600 because they want that in their collection. But if not, nobody cares. Yeah, after that, it might be time to sell. That's why I am trying to sell my collection as soon as possible, because I'm 55. I don't want to keep collecting for the rest of my life. I would just want to hold on to a few things that it meant something, like as of my childhood, but everything else can go. It might be worth 64,000 on a cover price on a fair market value, but to me, I don't mind letting it go for 15 to 20,000. Take it all. You know, let me move on, because once I retired, I want to travel the world. I don't want to be stuck here, just doing nothing. I mean, I might be doing something, but what I know is like there's a whole bunch of bucket lists that I want to do before I die.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I can't think of anything scarier than traveling the world. I wouldn't
uh,
want to do that. Me
Where
personally, I mean,
where do
I
you
like
want to travel,
one. I don't
David?
want. Yeah.
well,
David, where do you want to go, David? I mean, I'm just curious. Where do you want? What part of the world do you want to see?
Europe. I want to travel Europe, like the places you mentioned: Sweden,
Okay.
Switzerland, Iceland. You know,
See,
um,
my time to go see those places is gone. I would have liked to see that when I was in my 20s and 30s, but now I'm so worn down. I don't want to go out there anymore.
you know what? In my 20s or 30s, when I was traveling, I didn't really have any admiration or inspired. I was just there. But now
Yeah,
that I'm older, I think I can soak those in. Like,
maybe. Yeah.
the funny thing is that in my 30s, I used to go hiking. I just did it for the sake of going up, just saying
Yeah.
that I could do it mentally. Now
Right.
I'm going up on hiking. I started to notice a lot of things, like the flowers, like how the trees are, is
Or
it's just,
how much your body aches and
well,
how
that
tired
is
you
after
get.
the fact. That's after the fact. But it was just more. I take in more of the beauty of the nature itself as I'm going up
Yeah.
than when I was. So yeah, I would have done more traveling when I was younger, but since I didn't, I think I would tend to enjoy or observe those those new things around me. I will go to if I go to Rome, I'll probably will go to Venice, Vatican. I don't give a shit about the whole religion part of it,
I would
but
love to go there. I would love to see the Vatican. I mean, I'm not as Catholic as I once was, but I would love to see that place. But right now, I just don't want to travel. When I was young, I went on one cruise, okay, just to celebrate my college graduation. I used to have a coworker that went on a cruise 4 or 5 times a year. It's like there's no way I would go on a cruise now. I'm afraid of pirates. I'm afraid of norovirus.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of
Yeah.
the ship capsizing. I just don't want to do it. You know, I'm more aware of the risk now. David, have you ever been on a cruise?
No, I have not.
Would you like to go on a cruise with your
I
wife?
can't go on a cruise because I think did I tell you this story? My mom used to own a wholesale meat company, and there's this one commercial ship that would come in and buy like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of meat, and I would go there to deliver. They're docked. It's a huge ship.
Yeah, okay.
Not a boat. It's a ship. Right.
Yeah.
And as I was going up there, I put all the boxes in. As I was coming, all I hear is and dun, 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 because the tides are moving in and out, is pulling these ropes.
Yeah.
And I got seasick from just the sound of just the sound alone. So for me to be on a cruise, I might have to do it one day, but that's not in the top of my bucket list. I don't know. It just seems like as older I get, I'm not afraid to do something new because
I'm more afraid of doing something.
Because I was more afraid when I was younger to know what's going to happen to me, but now it's to a point where if I don't take that chance, I probably will never have the chance again.
Yeah. I'm like you, Ron. Like the thought of that stuff, like I'm too scared to do anything like that too. I wouldn't be able to enjoy anything. I'd be like, man, when's this boat going to sink? You know, like what's going to happen here is like some kind of stupid, you know, somebody going to get sick on the ship and spread it to everybody or something, or, you know, just I'm always worried about something, you know, getting stuck over, you know, if I traveled overseas or something, getting stuck over there somehow. And yeah, just all kinds of stuff. I'm kind of like you with that stuff. Like I don't have
but the itineraries of some of these cruises are really cool. Like some of those European Danube River kind of cruises, those are, I would love to do that. But I'm just too scared, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Cruise something I probably might have to put, but I don't mind traveling like for a whole month. Just go to Europe and just travel like all these exotic places and watch the historical, you know, Vatican and the beauty of the building.
So David, you have no interest whatsoever in going to Korea, huh?
No, because I've been there.
Oh, you have been there. Okay.
Yeah. I've been there. I tried their food. I went to their markets. I went to downtown. I saw the historic places. So I soaked it all in. So the only reason I will go back is to bring back my wife. You know, if she stays too long, I'm saying, fuck it, I'm going to go and bring you back. You know, but
I'd like to go to Japan.
I went to Japan for like 5 times.
Okay.
Japan is expensive though, right?
At that time, yeah, I mean, dollar to yen was pretty much even. I might lose like maybe 15 cents, but I mean to a dollar. But yeah, even Japan is a beautiful place.
Yeah, it seems to be like a beautiful place.
You know, I would love to go to Bangkok. I would love to go to Vietnam, Philippines. You know, all the South Asian area. And my whole dream was to actually go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that there is this 5-star hotel that overlooks the whole entire like this jungle, not forest jungle, but you can see like giraffe walking on a horizon. You know, like how you see it in freaking like Lion King. There's a sunset or sunrise coming up, and there's that steam coming up the road, and you see giraffes walking.
I am never going to Africa. I'll tell you that right now.
That is something that is part of my bucket list, to go there to see if watching it on animation on video. You know, there's things like that. Like
what about like the Amazon?
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
The Amazon,
Amazon is kind of scary. That, like,
yeah.
camping overnight at a forest, or
I can't even camp in my backyard. God,
Yeah.
I don't want to go out there.
there's this one guy that at the store that comes to our store. I mean, he's a hunter. He's a hunter, so he tells me all this cool hiking place, and he tells me that there's one place that is about um at least about 4.5 mile hike up. So it's close to about 9 miles total round trip. And he said once almost when you get to the peak, there's this beautiful stream that you would love to camp and stay overnight. And I said, fuck no.
Yeah.
I said no. It's like I would go up there, enjoy the view, suck it all in, and come back down. It's like, no, you have to stay overnight to enjoy that whole thing. Like, no, I don't need to be eaten by a mountain lion or fucking get attacked by a bear. But yeah,
I used to do hiking a lot as well, but the thing is, I wouldn't want to go hiking where you're so far away from medical help. Like if you're stuck somewhere, you hurt your ankle or whatever, and you're trapped. You want to have someone to be able to extract you. If you're far away somewhere and there's no ambulance or helicopter or whatever, you're going to be stuck there for a long time.
yeah, that's why we have phones, Ron.
But if you got no bars,
No, there is this one app that you can actually.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get a reception in some of them.
Yeah, some of this apps is actually done by satellite. So if you don't have bars, you can actually press a button. They'll pinpoint exactly where you at, and will call. And you probably might have to wait 3-4 hours before they arrive, but still, it's not like nobody will know where you at. And just yeah, I mean, this guy. I mean, he's like I say, he's a hunter. He to download this app called OnX Hunt. So it works offline. So you don't have to have a bar. You keep track of where you at, and it just in case emergency, you can press that thing. But anyway,
I think that's the other thing I'm scared about traveling abroad. Also, what if I get sick?
yes,
That won't keep you from
they can
dying.
recover my remains. Yes.
What did you say?
No,
Yeah, it won't keep you from dying. It'll just help them find you when you're dead.
yeah. So they can, yeah. The main thing is to be found, not be lost.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I was just, I was talking about cards earlier, then I realized that this card business. Did I tell you that my sister-in-law's co-worker's son opened up a card shop in Puyallup, Washington area? And
Yeah, and they make lots of money doing that.
it's crazy. I mean, he has 5
Yeah.
employees.
Yeah.
He's racking up close to 6 digits a month. So it's crazy.
Selling used cars?
No. Like
Cards.
Pokemon
Like-
sports
Yeah.
cards.
Oh, I thought he's talking about automotive.
No. So,
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Making that kind of money selling cars.
Oh yeah.
so I was looking at this, right? And it's crazy how much these are selling for.
Yeah.
It's the chase of the cards that is like graded, non-graded, hollow, non-hollow, reverse hollow, spectrum, rare, what?
So you can't get these cards just from Target. You have to go someplace special.
No, that's the thing. It's randomly inserted. So your chances are pretty rare. Maybe you might get one out of maybe, I don't know, 200 packs that you open to get a decent one. But
guys, this is just not my thing. I know you talk about it all the time. I never gain any interest at all. I'm sorry.
No, it's not about interest. It's about how crazy this card market is right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And this is just a Pokemon. And the other thing is that I realized that I was kind of saying, what is more popular now? Now, at this time, is it Pokemon or is it One Piece? Hazel Dan, if you're watching this, what would you consider? And Richard, if you're watching this, what would you consider as much more popular now when it comes to chasing of that one card? Would that be One Piece or would that be Pokemon? Hazel say that Pokemon, yes, but I was kind of surprised to see that this. Where is it? Where is it? Here. It's not even close. She said. Wow. Okay, but the sales on the One Piece cards are so
I
much
think the
more
One
to the
Piece card
value.
thing's just now starting to get kind of popular.
You know.
Yeah.
I did the comparison when it comes to sale of Pokemon. There, yes, he's a Dan. I think Yvonne. I think you're right. I think there's no comparison when it comes to, but I think when it comes to the value of the cards that is being sold, is maybe 1 out of 10. So every 10 Pokemon cards being sold, there might be one, but the value on these One Piece chase cards is
Yeah.
extremely like look at this is like $1,000.
Yeah.
Raw $2,800, and these are not even like these are not the 1998 or 99 first edition Pokemon. These are all new era 2025.
Mhm.
So I don't know how you can do a comparison, but I was just shocked. Look at this 9.5, the new era manga art for close to $3,000 on an auction. It's not
Mhm.
even buy now, it's on an auction.
I have 0% interest. I guess this is what the market demand is in this age range. They like this stuff, and this is what they're willing to spend their money on. This makes no sense to me at all.
Well, so it didn't make sense to me at that time either. Even like Pokemon, I can kind of understand because it was an early. Pokemon was there for decades before One Piece. No, it was pretty much the same, isn't it? Wait,
I've never
26
heard of One Piece until you guys.
One Piece when 26 seasons, so that's it about 20 to 30 years from now, right?
Mhm.
So it was 1980s. No,
Hmm.
well said, Yvonne. One Piece is a harder to find product, but Pokemon is wider audience. They said One Piece card only lasts 2 years. One Piece, the
Yeah,
card.
it's only been around for a couple of
Yeah,
years now. So it's
years.
new. It's just new to everybody. And
Okay,
But
so
how long was
if I go
animation?
to Target, if I go to Target and buy a box of Pokemon cards, there's a possibility I'll have a One Piece card in there. That's what you're saying.
No.
Oh no, there's no possibility. Okay.
Yeah, so there's the new one is what they call Pokemon Evolution Plasmatic, Plasmatic or something. There's that one called Umbre, whatever. That if you pull that card, that just rare itself would worth at least about $2,000 to $3,000. If you go and get it graded, it comes out that 10 or 9.5. Now you're looking at $5,000 to $6,000, right? But in Pokemon, the first edition Charizard in that reverse hollow, that is something that is worth what close to 50. I think somebody paid like 1 point something $1 million for that for that PSA 10 or that GPS. So yeah, you're shaking your head like yeah, it's like getting a freaking Mickey Mantle rookie card in a
yeah,
in a
but to
high.
buy, but you also pay a ton of money to buy a box to try to get one of those too. So if you find like one of the original boxes that hasn't been opened to try to get that card, you're going to be paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for that box.
Yeah. It's
So
funny because I have this Pokemon right in the back. It's called what's this thing called? Premium. It's called yes, Scarlet and Violet Premium 5151 Premium box. Right. It was on Macy's online. It was selling it for $95 at the time, and I remember I had Macy's point because my mom used to shop at Macy's, and she put in. So I had all these points, so I got it half the price of what it was asking. So I paid maybe shipping and so $55 at tops, right? I figured, okay, why not? And I remember asking Richards, like, is this worth getting? He said, well, those are overly printed, right? I said, oh, fuck. But okay, then I'm not going to even bother to open it. I'm just going to keep it. So I kept it and I had it for over three, I think 2.5, maybe 3 years, I think. Let's say just 2 years. And the value just recently, I was going through it to see how much that worth, and I was surprised. And I posted on my Instagram saying, "Look how much these are going for." It's selling for $320.
Jeez.
And
So
why is that? Is there because there's a particular card that might be in there that's something that they're after, a chase
yes,
card?
yes,
Hmm, I guess.
and they're saying that right now this is what I've been hearing is that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151 is happens to be one of the better um, cards to have to play in tournaments and things like that to collect. So I don't know. I don't know. I just got it because it was damn cheap. But I was just shocked at how One Piece anime and manga has been around for long time. But yeah, okay, thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, so I was just shocked to a point where this card market has shifted so much. Maybe that's why maybe this is the reason why the comic book market is going down because everybody is focusing on cards now. You know,
Hmm.
and I mean even for you, Joe and Yvonne. I mean, you guys were never a card collector, were you?
No,
Yeah, but
never
now
have
you're
until not
into
until
this.
like we just did it because we like One Piece. Like we love that anime so much. Like we're in the process of watching it for the second time, and we just like that, and so it resonates with us. So we just like the cards, like we like the characters in the cards, and we like everything. And we don't even play the game. But there's a lot of good, valuable cards, you know. And so far, we've had quite a bit of luck opening the packs, and our luck's kind of drying out. So now we're paying like $100 to get a box, and we don't get crap out of it, you know. And it's like, oh man, I don't think we should keep doing that. We don't need to keep doing this, you know. We've been pretty lucky before, and when you're not lucky, it feels really bad. It feels really bad. Yeah,
But see, you see how avid comic book collector like yourself, Joe,
yeah,
got into getting into One Piece cards. I mean, I think it's a fine balance, but to a point that right now cards has is dominating the market. I mean, it's just
yeah.
dominating the market,
Right now,
and people are in there for the chase and for to get that. Imagine pulling a $3,000 card out of a what 20 something dollar like booster pack, you know,
yeah.
booster box, you know.
I think the best we bought a it was a we bought some of the one of the boxes. I think it was like $90 to $100. I think we paid for the box, and we got a card in it that's worth about 100. And we got one card that's worth 180 in one box, and another box we got another card that's like about 130, 140. So we did pretty well on it. We got our money back, and
Yeah, I know the chase because I'm in
yeah,
sports card. I mean, I was fully into Victor Wembanyama. Now I gotta go
yeah,
fucking go chase. Now I gotta buy this new up and coming basketball because
yeah,
Cooper Flag is the new. He's the new shit now. You know,
yeah,
he's gonna be playing for Dallas Maverick. He got the number one overall pick for Dallas Maverick, and from what I saw in you know this past fucking Final Four in the finals, legit, the dude is freaking legit.
yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot about him being a really good basketball player, but
He's well rounded.
yeah, that's
He
the
can
thing.
play
I think
defense.
he's
He
a
can shoot.
overall really good
Yeah,
basketball. Kind of reminds me of like maybe like Scottie Pippen or somebody like that. That can rebound, get assists,
yeah, and
plays
he's a
well.
white boy.
He's a white dude. Yeah, yeah,
He's a white boy, born American born white boy that has
yeah,
all this talent of maybe Kevin Garnett, you know, like you said,
yeah,
you know, Scottie Pippen.
yeah.
It was weird to me that Dallas had such a low percentage of getting the number one pick, and somehow in the lottery they
Yeah.
ended up with the number one
Yeah,
pick.
after they gave up Luka
After they
Doncic.
traded, after they traded one of the best basketball players in the world today. Yeah.
But did you see the coincidence that every decade or so, or maybe after a year, Dallas trade a huge. I mean, if that team trades to that their franchise player to Lakers, they happen to be the number one. Uh,
That's pretty weird.
it is because
Weird.
they even went down the road. I mean, the last one was Duka went to Lakers and Dallas
Right.
got number one overall. I think the year before that, I think was Anthony Davis got traded to whatchamacallit Lakers, and that team got number one overall pick.
Interesting.
Hmm.
You know,
Huh. So teams that keep trading to the Lakers end up getting number
they're
one
a
pick.
franchise player. They're a franchise player. That played for maybe
Huh.
4 or 5 years. They established themselves that they are a franchise. The team was supposed to build around them, and they traded to Lakers, and that team got the number one overall pick that next year.
Yeah. Huh.
Tell me that's not a coincidence.
I always thought it
Not.
was a coincidence.
Yeah. That's
You know, they traded Luka Doncic.
yeah.
He's a 24, 20. What? He's what? 24, 25 year old.
Yeah, he's young. He's like 24 years
You
old
know?
or something. Yeah.
And they won the championship the year before, right?
Well, they
They-
went there. They lost to the Celtics, beat them, but they went to the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, they went to the
go
final,
play.
but
Yeah.
I think that one year they won. I think when
That was back in 2011 when they had Dirk Nowitzki.
okay. So
Yeah.
they went to the champ. They lost, right? They're supposed
Right.
to build the team around Luka Doncic.
Right.
They trade him because not only to Lakers, only to the Lakers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Like nobody knew that was going on. They weren't
Nobody
talking to
knew.
anybody else. They weren't pushing him out to anybody.
They
They just
traded
boom.
Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
the one of the best defensive players,
Yeah.
right? They traded someone that they traded other two. Now they got Cooper Cup, Cooper
Yeah.
Flag.
Cooper Flag.
Okay. Now they have a team that actually can win the whole thing next
I don't
year.
know. We'll see.
Yeah. If Anthony Davis stays healthy, they're going to be a really good basketball team. If he can stay healthy. He got injured the first game they played for Dallas.
Yeah.
As soon as they traded him, he plays in the first game, falls like a lump of yeah.
But the team that they have, the
man.
players that they got for Luka Doncic
Yeah.
is not a second string guys. These are
Right.
all starters.
They
And
could have
now-
got more, dude. They could have got him and they could have got more. They could have got a draft pick. They probably could have got 2 players and a draft pick for Luka.
Yeah. So go
And they
back
probably
to
could have got a
starters.
much better. They probably could have got a much better player if they traded him. If they shopped him around, they probably could have got whatever the hell they wanted. Honestly,
So have you been watching the playoffs? Do you have a particular team
God,
you like?
did you watch the Denver game the other day?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
man. They
They're playing
killed.
tonight, though, right? Aren't they
they're
playing
playing
tonight?
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing. But
Yeah.
they killed Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching New York, and they are surprising. New York and
man.
Indiana Pacers. Those.
The only reason they lost the
They gave
game,
them a zero
only
chance
reason
to
they
beat
lost the game
Boston.
6 because Jason Tatum was not playing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're-
even when he was playing, New York
They were
seemed
still
so
losing.
strong. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were competitive.
Yeah, but if you don't have your number one player, you can win maybe 1 or 2 games, but to win the series is impossible.
Pulled his Achilles tendon. Kind of
Yeah,
just.
he might be even gone next year. He might not able to play next year. That's
Yeah,
how serious
That's
the
a
injury is.
serious injury. Yeah.
I mean, look at Golden State. They went out in Game 5.
Oh, yeah. Once they lost Steph, it was like, yeah,
To Minnesota Timberwolves.
I know. Yeah.
We got
I
everybody.
didn't know that was really a team. I mean,
Well, I think Golden State, it's bad that he pulled that hamstring, but
Yeah.
it's an injury that is very delicate to a point where
Yeah.
that's an old man injury.
Yeah,
I
that
got
that
that
can
when I
really-
was old man. It hurts.
Yeah, that can mess up his whole career. Like he might get injured again next year.
Yeah.
He'll probably miss half of next year, right?
probably
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
but
It's what 36 or 37 now or something.
Takes
Yeah.
longer to heal
Yeah.
the older you get, you know.
So you've had one of those, Ron?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
It must have been 10 years ago. I was just running with my kid,
yeah.
and I pulled it, and I rested a couple days. Then I pulled it again, and man, it just hurt so
yeah,
much.
once you pull it, that's it, man.
Yeah,
That sucks, man.
It-
It sucks.
It's a reoccurring injury that will happen.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. You asked me if I've been keeping up with the playoff. That's the only time I keep up with the NBA is during the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it through any of my streaming things because I just don't want to pay the price. So I just watch it on YouTube. They just compress the games in 10 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just as good to watch.
You got all the highlights right there.
All the
you know?
highlights.
I watched it. You know, I was when I was growing up, I was watching it. I watched it in the 80s and 90s, watching like the Bulls and the Knicks, and you know, that Michael Jordan era, the 90s. It's hard to watch today. Like, it just doesn't feel like I don't know, man. It's more like an all-star game or something. You know, it feels like the competition is kind of knocked out of it. You can't play defense very. You know, everybody's just jacking up a bunch of threes. It's hard for me to watch because I know what good sound basketball looks like, and this doesn't look like good sound basketball to me. It's
nowadays, if you really look at the teams right now, you got the Indiana Pacers.
yeah,
Right? They're a hard defensive team that I'm kind of familiar watching during the 90s.
right, yeah.
And you got the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have a dominant center, but he's good at what he does. You know, he assists. Every time he got the ball, the whole defense kind of goes to him.
Converge on him,
yeah, and he's able to throw that out to a 3-point shooter, and he makes it. If he does it, you know, he probably will get an offensive rebound and back.
Yeah.
But the thing is, those are the only two teams that I know that plays a half court game. Like it's hard press. You know, everything else is off finesse, like 3 points. You know, so and so. And I think due to a point where how Steph Curry has kind of evolved and no. He changed the game.
He changed the game, yeah.
To not more physical or team. It's more of a finesse game now to a point.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's funny when he got drafted, his mom asked Steve Kerr, is he tall enough?
Yeah.
It was kind of, she was worried about him, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
he's probably my favorite. I think Steph Curry's my favorite modern player. I have a lot of respect. He's one of the guys.
Modern, as in like in the past decade. You mean?
Oh yeah, and in the past, he's probably my favorite player in the past 20 years.
He's got magic moves. You just go on YouTube, put his highlights. It's like fun to watch. You know?
Yeah, he's and he works hard at it. You know, like he's not a great defender, but he's not a clown. You know, he's not flopping around. He's not a clown. You know, and he's like he's. I just don't think you can argue anymore. I think he's the greatest shooter that ever walked the face of the earth in basketball. And he works
he's a pure shooter. He's a
very hard at it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I wonder what his card goes for, David.
I don't know.
Oh God, you want to take a look?
Yeah.
The thing is, till this day, nobody opened up his rookie super refractor card yet.
Oh really?
Not till Even today, nobody pulled a black 1-of-1 Luka Doncic.
You mean
Steph card still floating around in a box somewhere?
Huh?
That Steph Curry card still floating around in a box somewhere?
Somewhere.
Wow.
Nobody has listed or said or had mentioned anything that they pulled a super refractor. That's the one that has his whole face on it. I forgot what year it is. Super refractor 1-of-1 has not reached. Nobody has claimed it.
I wonder how much that costs.
Oh, that's going to cost millions.
Yeah, I bet you anything. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did pay $2 million for it or something. Yeah.
There's a bounty on it.
Is there a bounty on it?
Is it?
Yeah, there's a bounty on it.
What's the bounty?
I think it was like 1.5 million or what, something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, a super refractor. of Stephen Curry. It's not the most attractive card either. You just
Yeah.
have a real big face on the card. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
But there's only
Mhm.
one of them out there, and it's Steph Curry.
Yeah.
God, I
There.
wouldn't even consider selling it. I would hold on to that.
Would
Oh
you?
no! If I pulled it, I'm selling it.
You would.
I'm selling it. I'm sorry. You give me that $1.5 million, I'm selling it. You know.
Mm,
I'd sell it for 2.
there's a price.
Yeah.
You'll really have to think about that one. Like, oh no, I will sell it for 2.
Yeah. I'd sell it for 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, card business. The card is just to me. I'm just blown away, like how huge this
Oh yeah.
card
What
market
about
is.
the Luca card, David? Is there a bounty on that one too?
I don't know about the bounty on Luka Doncic because
Okay.
all I know is that there's one guy that he say he got it, but later to find out it was fake. It was not real.
And those guys are such a waste of our time. The people who scam.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of scammers out
Yeah.
there, man.
We're
You'll be
sorry.
surprised. I mean, we got scammers in the comic book world. I mean, why not do it in a card, which is a little bit more
Yeah.
easier to do, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How about
Probably.
in
Yeah. I think
football?
it'd be a
Would you?
lot easier to do.
How about in football, David? Would you get that number one pick in football? Would you get? Would you like to go after his card?
No, I think when it comes to football, I rather collect somebody that is already proven, like a
Established,
Hall of
yeah.
Famer. See, I love Brett Favre. I love Dan Marino. I
Hmm.
love Terry Bradshaw. Gunslinger. They don't give a they were they're trying to make that pass right into that impossible
Yeah.
spot where only the receiver. And gunslingers. I like those kind of. Peyton Manning was my quarterback during the whole freaking Tom Brady era. Um, it's
I guess if there's one card I would like to get of all the players I've seen is Walter Payton. That guy had a cool running style and no one could stop him. It was just fun to watch him.
well, him, Earl Campbell from
Earl
Houston.
Campbell too. Oh my God, Earl Campbell was awesome.
With Barry Sanders. I fucking love watching Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Earl Campbell, though, man, you see those videos of him when he's running. You see people like trying to tackle him; they're falling over backwards, and it's like, man, the guy's running. His knees are like, the guy's got his legs lifted so high you can see his knees. They're like up to his chest. And he's like knocking people over, and it's fun.
His thighs is so huge that people couldn't tackle. They couldn't put their arms around his leg because that's how big it is.
Yeah. Yeah, he was cool, man. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't go for any of this. The only one player that I went for was Bryce Young from Alabama when he got drafted number 1. I still think he hasn't really proved himself yet, due to the point where I think he got drafted in the wrong team. Carolina Panthers.
Number 1 usually is drafted in the wrong team.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I hate it when NFL draft a quarterback and like he's the starting quarterback from the get-go,
Yeah, that's so wrong. Yeah.
To me, it's like give him a year or two because there's not many quarterback out there that can prove themselves. I mean, CJ Stroud, clearly done it. But he was in the right offense with the right coach and the right scheme for him.
But do you think he'll stay good like that, or do you think he's kind of like
his
teams will kind of figure it out a little bit?
Stroud will always be. I think the team itself will always be in the playoff contention. He's a good quarterback, But as for Bryce Young,
I think pretty good. Yeah,
I think for Bryce Young, he proved himself towards the end of last season that he will be a good quarterback. But like I said, to me, I think he's still in the wrong offense.
So what do you think about Brock Purdy's salary? $53 million a year.
No, I say pay him $26 million because he will go to a different team. He will not be the same quarterback of what you see in San Francisco.
But he is for San Francisco, so it might be he fits in there really well.
He does.
Yeah, but not for $56 million.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean his numbers kind of he's got
that mentality
numbers in about 3 or 4 different areas and stuff like that. I think he's number 2 in like yards per pass, and
I'm sorry, he's not Peyton Manning will go to a different
Yeah,
team and he will no, and
I
he's not
I
Tom
agree.
Brady will go to a different team and make
Yeah,
them a playoff or Super
I
Bowl
agree
winner.
with that. Yeah, yeah,
They got
I
hell
agree
of
with
a
that.
backup though.
I
If
think
Purdy
for
goes
Rock,
down, they got Mac Jones just in case.
He hadn't shown that
yeah,
he can play big, and like when he played in the Super Bowl, he kind of faltered a bit and didn't. He didn't do so well in the bigger games and stuff like that too. Sometimes, so I don't know.
yeah. I said any quarterback. I don't know. There's handful of quarterbacks that you can put him into any team and that he will make a huge difference. I don't see that with Rock Purdy. He
Yeah,
is right for that offense in San Francisco with the weapons that he has. Okay, not many quarterback has that type of luxury to be surrounded by a good offensive line with
right.
good running, and
Good
you have
coach, good
good coach,
defense,
a
good everything.
brilliant coach.
Yeah, good
Uh,
everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, going back to football, I wouldn't spend my money trying to pull or go after a number one draft. Like I would spend my money on like Brett Favre, a rookie card or Dan Marino rookie card.
So you wouldn't walk into Target or Walmart, get a pack of football cards, and just hope. You
No,
wouldn't do that, huh? No,
no.
because it could just be that one card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Change
but
your life.
but football is so hard. Basketball, you can kind of know.
Hmm.
You can kind of know. Like the top 10, like the top 10 draft, you can kind of know who will be good, who will not, but like baseball is another one hard, really, really hard. Like who knew fucking Juan Soto is going to be a $760 million and his rookie card is going to worth $86,000,
No,
after
no, you can't. No,
nobody knew. Not
no.
even
yeah,
Mike Trout,
right.
rookie, you could get his Mike Trout PSA 10, gold refractor for $150 when they first in his rookie card in his Bowman.
I don't hear about him anymore. Is he injured or something?
He's out for the season. He's on an injured.
He's injured again, huh? That's a
Well,
shame.
well, Josh, we were talking about cards. Like since you're such a avid
For the past 30 minutes.
for the past 30 minutes, we were just talking about how which is more popular, Pokemon or was that One Piece? And I think Yvonne kind of cleared that out, and now we got into sports and how cards are just dominating the hobby market right now. And I think that's the reason why I think for comic book market has gone down, because a lot of the collectors are focusing more on has gone back to their their comfort zone, which is chasing after those high end cards. Um,
Hmm.
Talk about chase. There's this one thing that is going bonkers right now. Is this? Ah, I don't understand it, but I'm just gonna. What is that? Battle Beast. Blind bag. Here we are. Now, there's this what they call Battle Beast by Image. So they made another like a mystery bag. You get three comic books. There's a Chase, which is Invincible #1, Invincible number 19, first appearance of Battle Beast, and there's all this parallel of foil covers that you can get of Battle Beast issue #1. So let me here it is. So these are sold, okay? So Spider-Man meets Invincible for Battle Beast, $80 for this. $30 that has been sold for this foil. These are the comic, and here it is. This foil back once again, $30. There's the Invincible 19 foil variant. So this is absolutely like the reprint is $14.
So what again is Battle Beast? Is that the nemesis for Invincible, or what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
I don't know either. I don't watch
Oh,
Invincible nor Red. But
okay.
my understanding is that Battle Beast is not nemesis to that. I think he is somewhat like a anti-hero kind of thing, I guess.
Something in the Invincible universe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
$40, $24. Now you can actually go to um what is that Midtown Comics and buy those blind bags for cover price, which is at
Oh,
399, or was it 5?
okay.
But people are just still paying this stupid kind of money for this.
Well, because on the blind bag, you don't know, right?
So here's the thing. So it's a huge thing. You remember how Whatnot has done that with Blind Bag, Blind Ultimate Universe, and Blind so and so. You get to have a Prism cover or Prism Wave cover, foil cover,
I
sign cover,
was never into that.
and there's only like a print run of maybe 1,000 or 500. You know, those are like it's like sports card, pulling up parallel cards or foil cards. They're trying to do that with comic books, and it worked. And Whatnot was the very first one to do it. No, actually, DC with Harley's Black Bag, they did it a long time ago. Remember that? You get to get
Yeah, I got lots of
Alex Ross, like a black and white or sketch or things like that. That was the main pull. So they coming back again with this blind bag, and it's got to not only for the Whatnot. I think Image Skybound has done it so that all the retailers will get it as well too. So you can actually buy this from your LCS, this blind bag, right? So they're trying it out, and it was successful. It wasn't done by Whatnot. It wasn't done by certain. It was done by Image Skybound, and they did it. It was a huge success, and they're trying to do this. What the card market is doing is going for that big chase. And this in this blind bag, I think you can get a sketch cover, one-on-one sketch cover, certain like renowned artists like Maria Wolf or Pete Carroll's kind of variant and things like that, a signed version of it. And you also get a chance to pull an Invincible #1 first printing, not second, third, and fourth, and also along with Invincible #19, which happens to be the very first appearance of, you know, what's that, Battle Beast. So those are the chase, and from my, it was completely sold out at the distribution, but seems like Midtown still has it for the same as retail, and it was just blowing my mind that people are fucking actually spending $20 to $30 for a foil that I showed you earlier on eBay. So, what do you guys think about this? I just want to get you guys idea of what you think about
all
the.
I can tell you, David, is I'm gonna try to get that Thunderbolts Doom Strike Black Widow cover. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
All right, all right.
When you
Gotcha.
said Battle Beast, you lost me.
No, but what I mean, what do you guys think about this this blind bag that this publishers are doing? Do
I
you feel
know,
that it's worth it?
I'm not in that market. I just don't care
Yeah.
about it. So it's like, just like I'm not interested in Pokemon cards.
And call yourself an old timer or old man collecting
That's me.
because
I
I
don't like
feel the same way. I feel the
I
same
don't
way.
like gimmicks. I don't like the comic book gimmick stuff very much. Like it's
Unless it's Black Widow.
unless it's Black Widow. Yeah. And then I'm gonna buy 30 of them.
All right, I got a confession to make.
Oh no. What did you do?
I bought a comic book, which I told myself I shouldn't, but the FOMO kicked in. I really love the cover. Right. But here's the story. I purchased this cover at $17.99, and it was what I think it was like about $5.60 shipping. So it was a while ago. And we were talking about this. I already ordered it before it blew up. And I never got it. It said it was delivered, right?
I hate that.
And the package wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I messaged the package. I have a missing package, so you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do because the tracking says it's delivered. But you should go into eBay and claim it that it wasn't delivered. They can help you out. So I did that for a whole week. Nothing was done. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take the loss. I'll take my $20-something loss. All right. So I say, oh, it's fine, whatever. Then I think it was 2 weeks later, it shows up.
I wonder what happened to it.
I don't know either, because I signed up for this UPS Express whatever, so it'll tell you how many packages or how many mails you're getting throughout the week, and they'll break it down to each day. And they said I have one package came in. I'm like, I have no package. I don't remember ordering anything.
You got me curious. From the point that you purchased it to now, has the price stayed the same, or has
No,
it gone up or gone down? It's gone up.
It's $30
more.
$30.
And you bought this $17. Okay.
One time I bought a bottle of Don Julio tequila online, and it never showed up, but somebody signed for it.
Oh.
And and they got it, and so we got our claim thing on it, and did whatever, and got our ended up getting our money back or whatever. But like it, and I found it and then we were moving, and I found it a year later, and so it ended up getting actually delivered to our house, and my neighbor signed for it, and it was in my back patio, and we had this fenced-in patio area where all this stuff is, and they had it underneath something. So
nobody would take it.
Nobody would take it, and
but they didn't care to tell you where to put it.
Yeah, they forgot to tell me about it, and they signed for it for me. He said, "Yeah, I saw the package and I signed for it." It was like a year later, and found a bottle of that tequila that I bought, and I was like, "Oh,
did you enjoy that after?"
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's good stuff.
No, it's funny because they said it was delivered. I went to post office. I gave them all the tracking number. They said they couldn't do anything, and they even talked to the person who delivered during that time that they said it was delivered, but he said, I don't know. They said that there's nothing they can do. So, and I don't think first class mail does any insurance. I think you only have to do priority that you can get $50 or more insurance. But anyway, the good news is 2 weeks later, fucking got the book back. So I emailed them.
So you got this book now, David. Do you have any buyer's remorse? Are you happy with it? Or
I'm very happy. Oh my god, this book itself is
that's an
amazingly satisfying.
I love that cover.
It is such a great cover. I'm very happy.
I only have one other Lozano cover. It's Black Canary and Green Arrow. It's one of the coolest covers I've ever seen. And I've never heard of this artist before. So I wish you would do Black Widow. Can you tell him that, David?
You can reach out to him on Instagram and say, hey, any possible you doing any Black Widow cover anytime soon? But this cover, no buyer's remorse. It's a great thing. But here's the sad part. I'm fucking pissed. I'm very happy that I got my book, but now they're making it in Virgin second print.
Is it still yellow background or is it a different color in the background?
Very same cover.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it's in Virgin.
Wow. I want a Supergirl Virgin.
As soon as I heard that they're coming out with this, I think it's on next FOC. I think it was in.
And how much does it cost?
Because I think it's an open order.
Oh. Now I got another book I got to go.
Now you got to try to figure out which one's going to be more valuable, the first print or the second print.
Well, I think the second print will be overly printed because knowing that how popular this cover has become.
Yeah.
So they made the second print of Virgin.
Yeah, so you're not gonna have this.
That doesn't make sense to me.
You're not gonna have this. Is such a minimal trade dress. The trade dress.
I can't even see it.
Yeah. It's such a minimal, but no, they decided to go with second print Virgin. I'm like,
who's selling that right now? Do you know what website is that? Is that? Can you just go to any comic book store website? Excuse me.
No. You know what?
I kind of want to go to my favorite and see if they're selling it. What is it called? Superman what? Superman
Summer of Superman special issue number 1.
of Superman. Okay.
Oh man. Hey Ron, the Thunder and the Nuggets are playing right now. There's 3 minutes left. Do you want to
What's the score?
125 to 85 for the Oklahoma City?
What?
Uh-huh.
They're getting
125.
their ass kicked.
They're getting the crap. Yeah, 85 to 125.
Yeah, Denver go kick the shit out of Oklahoma because that used to be freaking Seattle Supersonics before.
Yeah, no, that's the Thunder. No, sorry, that's the Thunder beating the Nuggets, 125 to 85.
So the Thunder is winning.
Thunder is beating.
Thunder is winning. Yeah,
they're killing them. Yeah,
And you only can get live freaking score at our at this live stream, guys. Wow, Oklahoma is beating them by 38 points.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Ron, you ready? You ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
There we go. $5.99, $5.69, $7.99.
So you still have no buyer's remorse.
No, because I know that this is much lower print run than the second print.
Okay.
Right here. Oh, right now, look at my comic shop selling it for $7.19
The first printing.
on the first printing.
Wow.
But the second print, as you can see, there's that only DC logo at the bottom is Virgin. Everything's the same.
Well,
It's a pre-sale which comes out on June 11th, so next month. So 1 month from now.
okay. Now you can buy more, David.
No, I'm done. I'm like I said, I'm happy with what I got. Very happy.
If you had waited though to pull the trigger, which would you have gotten? The first printing or the second printing? If you did not get that book and you are now faced with the decision of getting first or second, what would you get?
Of course, the second print, just for the sake of getting the cover. Yes, for the second print.
Yeah.
But I just have to justify myself that the first print is going to be a less print run than the second print because they're probably going to overprint the second print because they know how successful the first print.
So write down on a piece of paper, put it in the back of your poly bag, so you won't forget.
This one I got it for cover price, right? And now they're selling it for $20.
Yeah, but you got the ruined one for free though, right?
Yeah, now it's free. Damaged cover that is free. But this is a great cover.
I think you can get it pressed out. You got to send it to Daryl,
Yeah, but I think this is a card stock.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
so those deep creases is going to be hard. But I don't want to send to Daryl if I'm not going to be sending anything out to CGC, honestly. Yeah. But go look for. I think there's another one, issue number 4 coming up. I think sometime this week. I think it's already out, or it's gonna be by J. Scott Campbell.
Okay.
That's a great cover too. They say explicit cover, but there's nothing explicit. So, yeah, I think that's. Wow, we've been on this for over 2 hours.
Doesn't feel like 2 hours.
No.
Joe, I don't know. Did you and Yvonne see Thunderbolts?
No, I was actually going to say that earlier when y'all were talking about it. We still haven't seen it, and we're about. I think I'm about to start watching Andor with her here pretty soon. But no, we have not seen Thunderbolts yet. I'm still waiting for Thunderbolts to come out on one of the streaming services that we have.
Oh
so.
Yeah, that's fine. Captain America's coming out in 2 weeks, so
yeah,
I'm going to watch that.
But I definitely want to see it. Though I heard it was pretty good. So.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun. You'll be surprised how good the movie is.
Okay. Yeah.
I was surprised. Yeah.
Well, I like the Black Widow movies too, so it kind of.
If you like the Black Widow movie, you're gonna love this movie.
I did enjoy that. Yeah.
Like I said, the comedy, the punchline, everything, just somewhat. It was done right at the right time. It wasn't forced. And you're gonna love Andor. Go watch
Yeah.
season 1 and 2, then go
Yeah.
watch Rogue One.
Yeah, just watch Rogue One again. Yeah.
Okay,
You have to
so
watch Rogue One again because it's so much funner knowing
Yeah.
all the details,
I
so
was just telling Ron.
after watching the first 2 seasons of that, go watch Rogue One again, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and you will understand the whole character of Cassian Andor,
Yeah.
why he is what he is. At first, I
Okay.
didn't like this fucking guy is just always on the edge, like you can't trust him. Why? Then now,
Yeah. You kind of understand it better.
now you can kind of understand the
Okay.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though you know the story, even though you know how it's going to end, you're still going to watch it
Okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
enjoy it.
And Richard, it does flow. It doesn't miss any minute of it. It's just boom, 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 all the way to Rogue One, and I'm like there in the 5 a.m. go, fuck, that was a great freaking movie.
Yeah.
Some confetti. I just had to do some confettis there. Yeah, me too. I did it all back to back. Yeah, I saw season 1. I saw season 2. I saw season 1, back to season 2, then freaking watch Rogue One, and I was just freaking loved it.
Yeah.
It was well done. I said one of my top 3 Star Wars storyline. Rogue One was one of my top 3 anyway. So
Yeah, I loved Rogue One. I thought it was really good.
yeah, it was good. It was good. All right, guys. If you haven't watched Thunderbird, go watch it. If you haven't watched Andor, I highly advise to it. If you're a Star Wars fan, if
And
you
and I haven't watched Daredevil Born Again either yet.
excuse me.
I haven't watched that Daredevil
Born Again. Yeah.
Born Again. Yeah, I haven't watched that yet either. So I think that's wrapped up now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 is
Yeah,
wrapped up.
I'm gonna start watching that pretty soon too. Yeah.
But if I have to compare Andor to Daredevil, I say Andor clearly
Yeah.
takes the cake. But if you go to Netflix, Daredevil, that's kind of like kind of side to side when it comes to storytelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, really well done. Go watch it, guys. I highly recommend it. Great acting, great storyline, and just goes right through all the way through Rogue One. Just
Okay.
fucking unbelievable. And if you want to watch freaking New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, go by all means, go do it. But that's just a little bit too much for me. But anyway, it's been over past 2 hours. I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys, to your 2 live stream watchers. Thank you. Until next week, guys. Aloha, mahalos, and shoots.